evening. We've got a very, very special evening here this evening. It's our 100th live stream. We're very, very excited to have Cohen Braithwaite-Kilcoyne here to help us celebrate it. We've got the usual raffle. Everybody in here has been entered into the raffle. People at home, if you donate to the putting on of this concert, then you will be put into the raffle. If you aren't in a position to do that at the moment, and lots of us aren't, then if you take part in the live chat, then you also will be put into the raffle. And what will you win? Well, what we will win is a CD, one of Cohen's CDs, and a Who Gives a Crap emergency toilet roll. I have to say that was or, not and. Yeah, you can have first and second prize. Okay. Now, to begin with, we have quite an exciting thing, which is, it's quite edgy. Because this afternoon we had a scratch band workshop where we possibly learned a song. And we are going to perform that for you now. So if everybody who was at the workshop this afternoon would like to assemble on the stage, then we will go for this. It's a shanty. It's got a bit that's repeated. So if you want to join in, then that's absolutely super. And the more you can cover up what we're doing, the better, actually. So here we go. Who's in first? Yeah.
Team.
We are.
One, two. A long time and a very long time to be way, hey, hey, a long time and a very long time, a long time ago. Portsmouth town where I was born to me way, hey, hey, in Portsmouth town where I was born a long time ago. 'Twas there I joined the boys in blue to me way, hey, hey, 'twas there I joined the boys in blue a long time ago. Town there lived a girl to me way, hey, hey, and in Portsmouth town there lived a girl a long time ago. And this young girl I loved her so well to me way, hey, hey, and this young girl I loved her so well a long time ago. Town to be way,
I don't think Granny's attic have a lot to fear from us.
And where's your dashing Jimmy? Oh, the soldier boys have taken him up, and they've sent him far, far from me. Last payday he went off to town, and them red-coated fellows enticed him in and made him drunk. He's better off gone to the gallows. The sight of his smart uniform, it set us all a-crying, and me, I nearly fainted twice. I thought that I was dying. My father would have paid the smart, and he ran for the golden guinea. But the sergeant swore he'd kiss the book, and now they've got young Jimmy. When Jimmy talks about the war, it's worse than death to hear him. I have to turn away my face, because I cannot bear him. A grenadier or brigadier, he says they're bound to make him. And he laughs and cracks his jokes and begs me not forsake him. As I walk over the stubble fields, below it runs the sea, I think of Jimmy here and there, but it is just a dream. He hewed the very coal we burn, and as the fire I'm lighting, to think those coals were in his hand, it sets my heart a-beating. So break my heart and then it's all. Oh, break my heart, my dearie, and lay me in the cold ground for a single life. I'm weary.
It is my great pleasure now to introduce onto the stage Cohen Braithwaite-Kilcoyne. Hooray!
Ooh. I have to say that's a first. I don't think I've ever been the support artist at my own gig. Roslyn Court, nothing if not unique. Well, thank you so much. They were a pair of traditional tunes called The Female Rake and The Drunken Drummer. And I'll carry on with a traditional song. Does anyone feel like having a little sing with me? People that were in the workshop, you have absolutely no choice in this matter. As we're approaching Halloween, this is a sort of a seasonal song in a loose sense. It's a song about pirates. Yeah, I've never been massively big on Halloween, but I've got a couple of young nephews, and one of them I was sort of popping in on last week or so when I was passing through on the road, and asking him about what he was planning for Halloween and what his costume is, and his mom has got him, and this is absolutely true, an afro wig, a grey t-shirt, a pair of black jeans, and a toy melodeon. And I'm not sure whether it's an honour that he's, respects me so much and idolises me so much that he wants to dress up like me, or if he just thinks I'm the scary uncle. It's a curious one. Anyway, this is, as I say, a song about pirates for Halloween, a song called New Barbary, and it's got a bit that you can join in with. The second line of every verse, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. And the last line, cruising down along the coast to the New Barbary.
Well, it's off to jolly ships from out of England came, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. One the Prince of Russia and the other the Prince of Wales, cruising down along the coast to the New Barbary. Look aloft, it our jolly captain cry, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. Look ahead, look astern, look aweather, look alee, cruising down along the coast to the New Barbary. Well, there is no ship astern, there is no ship alee, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. But there's a lofty ship to windward, sailing fast and free, cruising down along the coast to the New Barbary. So hail her, the jolly captain cried, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. Are you some man of war or a privateer, said he, cruising down along the coast to the New Barbary. Well, I am not no man of war and I'm no privateer, said he, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. But I am a salt sea pirate, seeking for me fee, cruising down along the coast to the New Barbary. So broadside, a long time we did lay, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we, till at length the Prince of Wales shot the pirates' mast away, cruising down along the coast to the New Barbary. So for quarter, the jolly pirate cried, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we. The quarter we'll sink you in the tide, cruising down along the coast to the New Barbary. So with broadside and cutlass we fought for hours three, blow high, blow low, and so sailed we, till their ship was their coffin, their grave was the sea, cruising down along the coast to the New Barbary.
Thank you so much. New Barbary, and that one, along with the first set of tunes I played, and actually this next song, they all feature on my latest solo album, which is a sort of a semi-thematic album. It's called Rakes and Misfits, and it's a collection of songs and tunes that focus on, societal outcasts. So we've got criminals and highwaymen and pirates, like in that last song, and unconventional lovers, and kind of all songs and tunes centered around that theme of rakes and misfits. And this next one is very much in the rakes category. It's a song called The Jolly Highwayman. And the album, I released it last year, and it got some nice reception, some nice reviews. I think my personal favourite was one of the local folk magazines, I forget which one. The reviewer said, "Now, I'm not usually a fan of solo squeeze boxes and singing, but this new effort from Cohen Braithwaite-Kilcoyne contains some surprises." So if that's not making you want to rush out and buy one, I don't know what will. But actually, comments like that are fairly common. In fact, I was doing a lovely gig last night up at Beeston near Nottingham. And then when I was getting on the train this morning at Beeston Station, some people from the gig were actually also getting on the same train as me. And they came up to me and they said, "Now, the thing with me and my husband is that we're not dyed-in-the-wool folkies. So when you got up and you sang that first song, we thought, oh, no." But actually, we stuck around and we really quite enjoyed it. So it's a nice thing that they did stick around. Which, in fact, going off on another tangent, reminds me of one of the last times I was in Margate. We were doing a Saturday night gig here at Roslin Court, where I got to put his on, and then she also got a sort of a free afternoon unadvertised gig for us at the Fez in town. And absolutely way. And this was when I was with Granny's Attic at that gig, and we were sort of by the door at the Fez singing our songs. And this young, trendy couple came in, took one look at us, went, "Nope," and walked straight back out. So, the audience tonight, you're lifting the standard for Margate compared to that. Anyway, I'll sing you the song. This is The Jolly Highwayman.
It's all the jolly highwayman, likewise a noted rover. I fairly drove me parents wild when first I went to roving. I've robbed the rich and I've robbed the great in a very rakish manner, not only to maintain myself, likewise me own dear mother. Well, the very first man that I did rob, being a lord of honour, I did abuse this mighty lord in a very rakish manner. Deliver your money, kind sir, says I, without no more desire, for if you don't, it's my delight with powder shot to fire. I put me pistols to his breast, which made him for to shiver. 100 guineas all in bright gold to me he did deliver, besides a gold repeater watch to me he did surrender. I thought I had a noble prize for such a small endeavour. With 100 guineas all in bright gold, I brought a famous gelding. He could jump over the turnpike gate. I brought him from near Fielding, and now mounted on me gallant steed, looking brave and daring, resolved all on the road I should go, no man I ever should fear. But the very next man that I did rob, down in Covent Garden, not long after he was robbed in Newgate, I was fastened. I've robbed lords and I've robbed earls of silver plate and money, not only to maintain myself, likewise me own dear Polly, but now in Newgate Newgate cells I'll lie until I am convicted. For me sorrow I mercy crave, for I am sore afflicted to hear the turnkeys, locks and bolts at 6 o'clock in the morning. So under Newgate I must drop. Fare thee well, me companions.
Thank you very much. Yes, that was The Jolly Highwaymen. It was a folk song that was collected by the folk song collector George Gardiner down in Hampshire. And I found it in a book called The Constant Lovers, which was part of a 4-volume series that the English Folk Dance and Song Society put out back in the 1960s and 70s, starting with a book called Marrowbones, and then The Constant Lovers, The Foggy Dew and The Wanton Seed. And the premise behind that series was that the books contained folk songs that were collected by George Gardiner and the Hammond brothers, who were, in their way, very, very prolific collectors of folk songs in the early 20th century, noting down what remained of our English folk song tradition. But they were very prolific collectors of English folk songs, but most of their songs hadn't been published. They were sort of existing only in dog-eared notebooks in Cecil Sharp House in London. And so, that 4-volume series came out back in the 60s and 70s, and it was a real sort of prolific set of books. But by the time I was getting into folk music, maybe 15 years ago, they were exceptionally hard to get a hold of, until my friend Nick Dow was involved in republishing those books, and I was very happy because he said, "Cohen, now we've just republished these books, and I'll give you a free copy." My ears picked up. "I'll give you a free copy if you help us out with the next volume," which sort of volume 5 in the series, if you like. The new book is called Southern Songster, sort of focusing on 100 songs that weren't in the original series of 4, so 100 more songs that have never been published before. And he asked me to be the musical editor, so that involved essentially transcribing the musical notation from those field notebooks into modern-day notation. And I thought, oh God, how hard can that be? It's essentially copying music from one piece of paper onto another. I'll just set aside a couple of weekends. It can't take that long. How long can it take? 2 years. That's how long it took. But that new volume is out now, Southern Songster, and myself and Nick have also collaborated on another book together. Nick's a real expert in Romany, Gypsy and Traveller folk music and folklore and customs, and so that's what the new book we've collaborated on is focusing on. It's a book called A Secret Stream, and I'm going to sing you a song from that one. It's a song which comes from a man called James Ray, and we've managed to track down biographical details on a lot of the singers from the book, but we've not been able to find much about James Ray and the Ray family, other than they were a family of travellers in Hampshire again, actually, at the time that this song was notated. It's a song called Come Make My Bed.
Come make my bed, my pretty fair maid. Turn down the milk-white sheets, for it's I might lie down and never rise again. And I shall be in my everlasting sleep. Go send for the little footman boy. That is my own sister's son. For it's he might run 3 miles in half an hour, and go and tell my dear Lord for to come. Well, the first 3 miles, then this little boy he walked. The next 3 miles he's run, until he came up to the broad water side. He fell down on his breast and he swam. He swam until he came up to the high castle gate, just as they were sitting down to meat. And he said, had you have known the news I have to tell, not a bit more of bread than you would eat. Well, what news then, my little footman boy? What news have you brought, my son? I've come to tell you, your true love, she lies ill, and might die before you come. So come saddle me up, my bonny brown steed, saddle her up so neat, that I might have a kiss from her cherry blooming lips, ere she lay in her everlasting sleep. 3 times he's walked round the brim of her hat, 3 times round the soles of her feet. 3 times he's kissed off her cherry blooming lips, ere she lay in her everlasting sleep. The lady, she's died on the Sunday morning, just at the rising sun. The Lord, he's died on the Monday morning, just as the prayers began. The lady they've buried in the churchyard so deep, the Lord they've buried in the choir. Out of the lady's breast there grew a Zansack rose, and out of the Lord's a sweet briar. They grew and they grew up so very, very tall, scarcely could they grow up any higher. They twisted and they twined into a true lover's knot. The red rose around the briar, sweet briar. The red rose around the briar.
Okay, you might notice actually that I'm not Morag. Morag used the... You noticed? Oh, right. I put the same shirt on as well. Morag and Cohen were discussing actually, playing on what really, really annoys them. And they said the worst thing is when you've got somebody who's in the support act and they do their song and then they just disappear. So Morag's just disappeared. She's actually got another gig tonight that she's had to rush to. John Bowden's playing in Margate, so it's like very Margate. You wait all week for two famous musicians and then two come at once. So, but anyway, there is one thing. Firstly, I have to get up an appeal for donations, but I'll do that in a second. But just before I do that, I would like to show you the cake that Una has made us. Okay, I will do my best not to drop it. Here's that, thank you. Have we caught that on the camera? Our 100th birthday cake, our 100th live stream cake, complete with the raffle toilet roll on it. So make sure you've got your entries in and your comments made. And can I just add a brief appeal to those of you who are watching us at home. I know times are hard, but if you feel able to make a donation, if you feel in the sort of Halloween mood, just, if you felt able to give us possibly the cost of a pumpkin, not one of the huge ones, but, just a tiny one like this, then between us we probably could afford to give Cohen the fare to go home again at the end of the gig. Okay, I will leave you with that then. Thank you, Cohen.
Yeah, myself and Morag, as Chris said, we're talking about two things really that annoy us about doing gigs. One of them is, as Chris alluded to, when the support act leaves after singing their song. The other one is when someone gets up in the middle to talk about pumpkins. Oh dear. I will do... Let's do this one. Thank you very much. Slight break from proceedings there. That was a piece of Renaissance polyphony written by the Elizabethan composer Thomas Morley. And Morley wrote that originally for an ensemble of 3 viols, and I've arranged it in the authentic Renaissance style for solo Anglo-concertina. And if you listen closely, you can just hear Thomas Morley rolling in his grave. So last year during the lockdowns, I had a few projects. One of them was a research project with the English Folk Dance and Song Society, looking into songs and ballads that started off their life in the British Isles and then kind of left the British Isles and ended up in the musical traditions of African American and Caribbean singers and musicians. And I'm going to sing you a few of those songs now to finish this half. One of the early leading authorities on African American music was a woman called Dorothy Scarborough, who wrote a very inspirational book in the 1920s on African American music and notated scores of examples of fantastic songs and tunes. And in her book, she kind of dedicates chapters to a lot of the sort of expected categories of African American music. So there's gospel songs, and there's spirituals, and there's children's songs and work songs and dance songs. But she also dedicates a whole chapter to British songs and ballads that entered the African American tradition, and I just found that fascinating. And here's one of them I'll sing for you. In the book, Dorothy Scarborough paints this lovely scene when she's introducing this song of how she was travelling around Waco in Texas looking for songs, and she spies and hears wafting over the wind an elderly lady singing. She's sitting on her front porch rocking a young child to sleep with this song, and Miss Scarborough scuttles up and says, "What was that lovely song you were singing? Can you sing it for me?" And she says, No, that was nothing. I wasn't singing anything. It's just a silly little thing. In fact, it doesn't even have a name, the song that I wasn't singing. So no, I won't sing that for you. And after a bit more persuasion, she eventually got the lady to sing. And Dorothy Scarborough, within a couple of verses, realised that she was actually listening to a version of the very old classic British big ballad, The Outlandish Night, set to a very unique tune. And I'll sing that for you now. And one of the things I love about that story is that the elderly lady was cradling a 1 or 2 year old child to sleep with that song. And those of you that know The Outlandish Night as a ballad will know that it's not really classic children's bedtime fare. If you don't know it, you'll see what I mean when I sing it now. So here's The Outlandish Night.
There was a tall and handsome man, he came courting me. Said, "Still out after dark tonight, and come a riding with me, come a riding with me. You may ride your milk-white steed, and I will ride my apple bay. We'll ride out from my mother's house, just 3 hours till day, until day, just 3 hours till day." I mounted on my milk-white steed, and he rode his apple bay. We rode out till we come to the seaside, then my lover did say, then my lover did say, sit down, sweetheart," he says, "listen you unto me. Pull off that golden robe you wear, fold it over your knee, oh your knee, fold it over your knee." So I asked him why my golden robe must be folded over my knee. He says it's both too fine and costly for to rot in the sea, for to rot in the sea. Well, I say, "Oh, sweetheart, carry me back, my darling mother to see. For I'm afraid I'll be drowned in the saltwater sea, in the saltwater sea." But he took my hand and dragged me into the ocean so deep. I say, "Oh, sweetheart, carry me back, the water's up to my feet, water's up to my feet." But he pulled at me and dragged me on, crying, "Sweetheart, sweetheart, we soon will be across it now. We've reached the deepest part, reached the deepest part." But I sank down in the stream and cried, "The water's up to my knee. Take me home, I'm afraid to be drowned in the saltwater sea, in the saltwater sea." But he took my hand and dragged me in, crying, "Lay your fears aside. We soon will be across it now. We've reached the deepest tide, reached the deepest tide." But I sank down in the stream and cried, "The water's up to my waist. He pulled at me and dragged me on, crying, sweetheart, make haste and make haste, crying, sweetheart, make haste. Well, since I'm standing here, I said, afraid that I should die. One kiss from your sweet lips sure would comfort me, sure would comfort me. So he leaned o'er his saddle high to kiss my cheek and my chin, but I took him by the arm short. There I've thrown him in, there I've thrown him in. So I caught hold of the tail of my milk-white steed, and he was drowned with his apple bay. I landed back at my mother's house, just an hour till day, just an hour till day. But Polly sitting up in the window high, on seeing me come, she did say, well, what's the matter, my pretty lady, that you rise along before day, rise along before day? And my mother says, Polly, who is that that's moving so softly? I say to me, Polly, pretty Polly, don't you tell no tales on me, tell no tales on me. And my mother says, Polly, is that you that's up so long before day? Well, there must be a cat at your door, it's all Polly did say, she did say, all Polly did say.
Thank you very much. I believe I've got time for one more song. At least one, maybe two. Ooh, okay. I'll maybe do two then. I'll do, I'll talk about that after the next one. I'll do a couple more from the same research project. Here's a song called The Highway Robber.
It's of a farmer in this country. To the market his daughter would go. He thought that no danger would befall her, for his daughter had been there before. On the way she met a highway robber, who robbed the rich to help the oppressed. He said, deliver your money or your clothing, or else you will die in distress. No money, no money, no money. My clothing's no value to you. So he stripped that fair damsel stark naked. He gave her his bridle to hold. Well, she put both her feet in the stirrups. She gave a most horse-like command, and she rode over hills and over valleys, crying, catch me, bold rogue, if you can. Well, the wild rogue, he soon followed after, until she came to her dear father's farm. Well, dear father, I've been in such danger, but the wild rogue, he's done me no harm. He said, put that grey mare in the stable, and lay the white sheet on the floor, and they gave all the money to some stranger. They all lived happy evermore.
Thank you very much. That was a song, yes, from the same research project. It's a song that started off its life in Britain, usually set in the fair county of Cheshire. but that particular version comes to us from the British Virgin Islands. Chris, am I seeing you wanting to say something?
I don't know. People are signalling to me. Do you want me to do it now?
No, that's just the dance routine that we were doing there.
I don't think we've quite synchronised the... Oh, yes, we have. The cameras, we've done it well. Look at that. Right, now I understand that apart from people wandering on in cakes and sport artists wandering off, the other thing you completely loathe is long, drawn-out, tedious raffles that spoil the whole flow of the performance. So we've set this one up here. If you would just be kind enough to draw one ticket to start with.
Here we go. That looks like one.
Call out the name.
That is Ian Carter.
Okay, there you are, Ian. You are the proud owner of a CD, but for the second prize. All right, hold your breath, everyone, because this is the big one.
And Mr. Ian Petrie.
Ian Petrie.
Well done.
Yours is the... Well, I won't throw it to you in the dark. I'll bring it round. Yours is the toilet roll. Okay, Cohen, the stage is yours again.
Nicely done. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, I'll leave you with this last half, this last song for this half, and then we'll bid good night to everyone at home, and then everyone that's staying. Now it's time for the party to start. And I'll be in the break just over there by the shop. I've got my solo albums. I've got 2 Outweigh songs and Rakes and Misfits, and I'll be singing songs from both of those tonight. And then I've got albums by Granny's Attic, the group that I play with, who I'm sure many of you will have seen here. We've been here twice. What else have I got? I've got the 2 songbooks that I mentioned. I've also got a concertina tuition book. And if there's any concertina enthusiasts in the house... Oh, never mind. I've also got some concertina-designed merch. I've got concertina postcards and stickers and badges. And I can see you're all sitting there, you're thinking, OK, Cohen, obviously I'm going to buy the full discography and all the books and a handful of badges, but how am I supposed to take it all home? With these concertina-designed tote bags. Wait for it. There for the camera. You won't have a problem. I make myself sick sometimes. And yes, you can get them from, if you're watching from home, you can get them from my website, which is cohenbk.com, and they're also on my Bandcamp page, which you can find via my website. Yeah, I'll leave you with this song. This song which comes from the same research project that I mentioned with the EFDSS. And this one is an English folk song from Jamaica. When I was sort of looking for these songs as part of that research project, I found that they came up in the most unlikely of places. In Jamaica and as well in various islands in the West Indies, their sort of traditional folk stories are told through a combination of spoken prose and sung verses. And in some of these sung verses in these stories are taken directly from English folk songs, albeit set to different tunes. And this is an example. It comes from a story called Tacoma and the Witch Girl, in which this young man, Tacoma, is trying to win the love of a witch girl with help from his friend Anansi, who, in case you were wondering, is a half-human, half-spider being. So there you go. And Mr. Anansi says, if you want to win the heart of the witch girl, you need to sing her this song. And the song that he sings is actually a version of a classic English folk song called The Keys of Canterbury, set to a traditional Jamaican tune. And I'll sing that for you. I'll leave you with this one. Please do sing along. This is another one where the last line of every verse repeats. So it doesn't have a title in the story, but I like to call it Tacoma's Song.
I will make you have the present of a nice gold watch, to wear it in the streets, to let the people see. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. No, 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 not for all your gold watch. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. I will make you have the present of a nice gold chain, so wear it in the streets and let the people see. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. No, 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 not for all your gold chain. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. I will make you have the present of a nice coach and six to ride about all day and let the people see. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. No, 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 not your coach nor your six. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. I will make you have the present of houses and land to walk about all day and let the people see. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. No, 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 not your house nor your lands. I will never be your true lover. I will never be your true lover. I will make you have the present of the key to my heart. Married we will be and never, never part. If you'll only be my true lover, if you'll only be my true lover. Yes, 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 for the key to your heart. I will always be your true lover. I will always be your true lover.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Cohen. Thank you. I'd also like to thank Una, G, Leslie, George, Paul, Nick in the scratch band, and also to Cohen for leading us. And also the team, Roger and John and Grace and Jackie doing the door for the first time. No, you did really, really well. Yes. And Una and Phil. Yes. I'm not reading my script. I'm sorry, Phil. I know. Yeah. He always tells me off because I don't read my script, and then I miss somebody out. And also Lizzie doing social media in Gala Shields. Did I mention in her penny at the bar, Una? Yay! So next week we have Lucy Farrell, who's based in Canada, but was actually born in Thanet, yeah. And she's a multi-instrumentalist. She's really, really good. So please come along to see her. That'd be great. And then after her, we have Bob Fox on the 10th. Oh, come on. You've got to come and see Bob Fox. He's brilliant. Yeah. He comes from the Northeast. Yeah. Yeah. It brings out my accent. Okay. So if you fancy a bit of French dancing tomorrow afternoon, you can come here. There's live music and French dancing with a caller. Monday, we've got step dancing, which you can borrow clogs for, and they're going to do a witch's broom dance. I wonder why. Yeah. Anyway, Cohen, thank you so much. It's been brilliant having you here. We're going to have another set from him, but you lot, I'm sorry, you're not So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for keeping music live. And see you next time. I'm Morag Butler. Thank you very much. Bye.